Lay off 100 engineers. Hire 5 AI specialists. That is not an exaggeration. That is the actual ratio we are seeing at company after company. And if you think those 5 new hires make up for the 100 who left, you have not looked at the math. Welcome back to Code Sunset. I am Ethan Cole. Over the past 6 episodes, we have covered the structural shift, the timeline, the productivity trap, the junior death spiral, the skills that matter, and the vulnerability of DevOps. Today, we are connecting all of those threads into the hiring picture that defines where this industry is heading. Because the headline is simple. Companies are cutting traditional engineering roles and adding AI-focused ones. But the reality beneath that headline is much darker than it sounds. Let us start with what is actually happening. In 2024 and 2025, major tech companies laid off tens of thousands of engineers. Simultaneously, job postings for AI and machine learning roles surged. LinkedIn data showed AI-related job postings increasing by nearly 40% year over year. So on the surface, it looks like a transition. Old roles out, new roles in. The industry is adapting. Nothing to worry about. Except it is not one-to-one. It is not even close. When a company lays off 100 software engineers and hires 15 AI specialists, it is not a replacement. It is compression. Those 15 people, equipped with AI tools and focused on high-leverage work, can guide systems that produce the output that used to require 100. The net job loss is 85 positions. And this pattern is repeating across the industry. It is not one-to-one replacement. It is compression. Remember that word, because compression is the defining economic force in software engineering right now. The same output from fewer people, the same revenue from fewer salaries, the same product from a smaller team. Everything compresses. Let me give you specific examples. A mid-sized fintech company I have been tracking reduced their engineering team from 120 to 65 over 18 months. They added 8 AI-focused roles. Net reduction of 47 engineers. Their shipping velocity actually increased. A SaaS company replaced a 12-person front-end team with 4 engineers using AI-assisted development, plus 1 AI tooling specialist. 5 people doing the work of 12. These are not outliers. These are the new normal. Now let us talk about wages, because this is where the pressure gets personal. Basic economics. When supply increases and demand shrinks, prices go down. In this case, the price is your salary. On the supply side, AI tools are effectively increasing the productive capacity of every engineer. 1 engineer with AI can do the work of 2 or 3. That means the effective supply of engineering labor has increased dramatically, even without a single new person entering the field. Add to that the thousands of displaced engineers now competing for fewer positions, and supply is through the roof. On the demand side, companies need fewer engineers to produce the same output. New projects that would have required a team of 10 now require 6. Maintenance work that justified a team of 5 now justifies 2. Demand for engineering labor is structurally declining, even as the demand for software itself continues to grow. More supply, less demand, salaries do not go up. It is that simple. We are already seeing early signs. Salary growth in software engineering has stagnated for many roles outside of AI specialization. The premium that engineers commanded for years, the 6-figure starting salaries, the aggressive stock packages, the constant recruiter outreach, these are fading for anyone who is not in the AI-adjacent sweet spot. The median software engineer salary is not crashing overnight, but the trajectory has flipped. And for junior and mid-level roles, the pressure is acute. Here is another dimension people miss. The AI roles that are growing require fundamentally different skills than the roles they are displacing. A back-end engineer who spent 10 years writing Java microservices cannot simply pivot to ML engineering overnight. The skills gap is real. Fine-tuning models, building inference pipelines, understanding transformer architectures, working with vector databases, evaluating model performance. These are specialized skills that take time to develop. And by the time many displaced engineers retrain, the AI landscape will have shifted again. Some people point to new categories like prompt engineering or AI product management as growth areas. And they exist. But prompt engineering as a standalone role is already being absorbed into standard development workflows. It is not going to employ millions of displaced engineers. It is a skill, not a career category. There is also a geographic dimension to this compression. AI makes remote work even more efficient, which means companies can source AI-augmented engineers from lower-cost markets even more effectively. Why pay a San Francisco salary when an engineer in Lisbon, Krakow, or Bangalore, augmented with the same AI tools, produces equivalent output at a third of the cost? The wage arbitrage that remote work started is being accelerated by AI. So let us be honest about the landscape. The tech industry is not going through a transition where old jobs are replaced by equivalent new jobs. It is going through a compression where the total number of jobs decreases, the required skill level increases, and the economic leverage shifts decisively from labor to capital, from the people who write the code to the companies that own the platforms. Are AI roles actually increasing where you work? Or are they just replacing what was lost with something smaller? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear the reality from the ground. Subscribe to CodeSunset. Next episode is the final one in this series, and it goes beyond jobs. This is not just about careers, it is about power, and nobody is talking about that.